What's going on, tamers? Welcome to DigiPod, the digital podcast. I'm your boy Varney, today in the studio with my boys Mike and Dan. Oh wait, no, this isn't Mike. This is our new Mike replacement. His name is Lewis.
For the week.
What's going on?
Nothing much, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Every week we got a new replacement.
Lewis has been wanting to get on pod for a minute, but we told Mike to kick rocks.
Yeah.
We told Mike he is no longer employed with DGU. He is officially replaced on a recurring basis. In the credits, it'll still read Michael Formato, but it's gonna read. You know how they have like actors, right? It's like, Tony Stark, played by Robert Downey Jr. This week it's gonna be Michael Formato, played by Louis Benavides.
Every week it's just a new replacement right now, you know? Last week was Mario. The week prior was DigiPanda, I think it was. And then we had Mike sprinkled in there. And then we're going to go back to,
Michael Formato, played by Michael Formato.
Yeah, right. He'll be back. He'll be back, Chad.
Well, Mike
he'll be back eventually.
That's going to be the best,
right.
version of it.
Yo, he's going to kill. He's going to murder us in the words, you know. Words are hard, right?
I mean,
when he comes back, he's gonna be so mad. Be like, how dare y'all replace me?
I mean, listen, he's gonna have to actually come out, you know,
out of his place
in order to actually kill us.
That's a whole fact. He gonna have to drive up from Virginia. You know, I know he liked to drive, but he also a lazy motherfucker. Let me tell you, this one weekend, right? He was supposed to drive up here because he was supposed to come. We were gonna play Gundam. We were gonna go out to eat. He was going to get this beta box from us. And then they were like, oh, it's going to snow. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he was like, oh, it's going to snow, so I'm not driving up. And I was like, bro, it's going to be like 2 inches. And then he was like, duh, I just don't drive in the snow. Blah, 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 blah. For what it's worth.
When he has a car that has an all-wheel drive.
When he has a car with all-wheel drive, I'll give him some reprieve because he was going to be driving the Poconos. And I know the Poconos can get like 6, 8, 10.
It still wasn't that bad though. It wasn't that bad up here.
That's coming from somebody who lives in the Poconos. In other words, Michael Formato's a bitch. You can cook that, and then you can send it to him, and you can tell him I said that.
Oh my god! Man. Oh no! I think we.
Yo, what
we lost Lewis again.
What a freeze frame too. I was like,
it really was. It really was. Yo, that's crazy. Anyways, we lost Lewis again. He may or may not be back. This is very similar to what Mike happens to Mike every time he's on pod. So
he's the perfect Mike replacement.
It's perfect. Oh my god.
I don't know what the fuck we were talking about.
So we're introducing ourselves.
You're introducing us. Yeah.
Yeah. So Dan, how's locals?
Oh man, this might be the worst locals I've had in a long time. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't like 4th place or something like that. It was terrible. I played Giga Seadramon, I updated it. And from last time, cool thing you do with the deck even more now with Examon X, cool boys and stuff. You can legit OTK someone at 5 security. Okay. And so I was going with that combo and it worked fine. One thing I noticed is that in that type of version of Giga Seadramon with the Examon X combo, the promo Seadramon is more important because you want to play out a stronger body as much as possible off the Giga Seadramon effect. So you can play like your 5s are like 8k. So that means there's a higher chance of them living versus, the Rush Seadramon. Previously, I didn't mind that combo because I had Yao and Shellmon to play the Yao for free and so on. And so Yao effect, I could tuck something with jamming and it guarantees my Seadramon that lives. So that's kind of part of the reason why I ended up going 1 and 2. Round 1, I played against Ghost. He got me round 1 because I don't remember why. I think I breaked out or something like that. Game 2, I had the combo. I went Giga Seadramon, play a body out, swing with the body it lives, swing Giga Seadramon, unsuspend by tucking another one, 2 more checks, and then Omni for game. I had the full combo. It was pretty cool. And then game 3, Giga Seadramon shenanigans without Omni X, something like that. Then round 2, played against Gino. Round 1, I think I ended up getting game 1, I think it was. And then or was it? Yeah. I know I got one, I believe. Then 2, I don't remember too much about that. I think it was like a kind of grindy, and I just like lost steam, and then he ended up getting it. And then game 3, I kid you not, I drew about 40. I went 40 cards deep into my deck, and I only saw 1 Mega Seadramon and 1 Giga Seadramon, because the rest of them were all on that last 10 cards, and it was the most infuriating thing, because legitimately it was just, I get Giga Seadra, I win, because I just digivolve his stack. I'm not worried about Chronicle, because he's playing Chronicle. He's playing more like regular alpha mixed with Chronicle, I should say, because he got like the Doragoro and the Dex Doragoro packages and stuff like that in the deck. It's pretty cool. And then he was running the Ultimate Fusion card, where you can 4-cost DNA with a card from your hand with Alpha on board, or you can, because of the effect, it's basically like a 1-cost play, essentially, because the memory gain. Exactly. Pretty cool combo. He pulled it off against me, I think like once or twice. I was like, all right, that's pretty cool, you know. And then he ended up getting, because if I could de-digital all his stuff, I don't have to worry about him blast DNA me. You know what I'm saying? It would have been great, but it didn't. And then game 3, round 3, I lost to Blue Flare 0-2 because I had full combo once again, but I never saw the promo Seadramon, and I kept playing at the Rush Seadramon. I will swing the Rush Seadramon, and both games, it was a 5k Greymon. Guess what? Rush Seadramon is 5k. I was just like, legit, I just wanted to be like, all right, I scoop, because there's no way I beat you, because I played a bunch of bodies, I got a bunch of things going on, and you're just going to, you know, metal grade me to death. And like, I played it out, and I knew it was going to be, because he was set up. I was purposely way in the back, so I was already down like 2-3 security, and so I know, you know, he has the memory set of Kiriha. He's playing the triple tamer Kiriha version. He's playing like the double tamer version. Like, he had everything set up, so he was golden. So it ain't no chance of me winning. If I don't win that game, I was like, yeah, I just lose now. Like I knew it. So I did the play. I put him to 0 security, 0 security. No, I'm sorry. 2, because, you know, I can't unsuspend. And so, because I had perfect memory to do the combo, so I was going to be at 0 each time. No way for me to gain memory besides the combo itself. So I am losing. I was just like, so over it. I was just like, you know, so you know what? Today's not my day, clearly. It just wasn't meant to be. I gotta do some adjustments and then go from there.
All right.
Sounds about right.
Giga Seadramon, holding out. Dan, how long has it been since you've been playing Giga Seadramon now? Like 3 weeks?
Yeah, since Giga Seadramon dropped. Since the set drop.
Dan said, I'm on my sushi bullshit today. See this
Look,
shit? He's on his.
Don't do it. Don't fucking do it.
He's on his fucking sushi bullshit in Digimon, but he doesn't want to give me my fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Sushi content.
First off, that taking Yu-Gi-Oh's dog water. Secondly, Giga Seadramon, in my opinion, especially after the ban list, I think is a legitimately viable deck in the meta.
In the current meta, yeah.
Why is that?
Because you can legit OTK someone at 5 security.
So
you don't need anything else.
Fenry
and
can
you're
also
unblockable.
OTK someone at 5 security.
Yeah,
okay.
Fenry could. Fenry
I mean,
did.
it's hard. It's harder nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Fenry almost.
But legitimately, like, if you see the combo pieces, like, you're just chilling, and it's a blue deck, so you're drawing more than like a red deck used to. You know,
Damn.
Being able to.
So far past his red days, he's now a blue player.
Oh, no.
Wait, let's backtrack. Let's backtrack once again. I've always played certain blue decks. I've always played O-Force, and I've always played Fish decks. So that's always been my 2 main blue decks.
What is it with you and Fish?
Because they're fun. It's a fun ass deck. Back when it was like Super Rogue, like EX3 version, that was such a cool deck, because like you spawn out a bunch of bodies and you get into the egg and the Plesio combo. It was such a cool thing.
Turn aside.
Exactly. And then like later on, they gave things rush for no reason. So now you can do more aggro shenanigans, and now you have ways to get blocker way easier. So you can, be offense and defensive and bottom tech things like it's nothing, then Giga Seadra just gives, you know, keyword soup shenanigans. Fantastic.
We lost him, boys. I know he said he loves Medusa, but he's for.
I'm playing Medusa when it comes out.
Nah, you're a blue boy. You know that song? I'm gonna sing it just for you. He's blue. Dabba dee dabba da.
Yo, that's on my Spotify playlist, man.
Turns up on locals, blasting that song as he drives in. He's like, "Yeah, I am blue. Yeah, yeah."
Nah, I'm just gonna play every time I walk by. Just under the sea.
Under the sea, boy. Come, boy.
Where does Giga Seadramon go? You go under the sea.
Exactly.
Just go.
Under the deck, boy. Whoops.
Oh my god. Don't knock the mic over.
We already knocked Mike over. That's why he's no longer here.
Oh
anyway.
no! Here's where we're gonna pull the mic kill counter right here.
We're up to like 5 now.
You heard that, editor? It's 5.
Lewis, you are our local Takemikaologist. So
yeah,
have you dabbled in Takemikaology lately, or have you been playing other things at locals?
In terms of the art of Takemikaology, which is the coping of me losing one of my best decks, I have been brainstorming methods on how to make the deck still consistent. To be honest, the loss of the level 6 Fenriloogamon did hurt the deck significantly because now it requires more high rolling into getting him, more dumping cards into my trash, and then I know my local players were just like, oh, the deck is dead. Oh, the deck is dead. The deck is not as strong. I'm like, the deck is still very strong. I just don't need, to high roll as hard as I used to, which is a weird way to say that the deck is still good. So they hit level 6. That's fine. They didn't hit Soluga. I still get to swing twice. They didn't hit Taka himself. All right. I supplemented by adding Calling from Darkness, and I'm playing 4 Scobaluchis in my deck now. People seem to forget that card is snapped.
Yeah, it's a pretty good card.
Explain to the audience, what does Scobaluchi do?
So, Scobaluchi, as seen in this image right here, is a level 5 undead animal that came out in BT10 that, when trashed from hand, you can evo from your trash onto a Digimon, something with Dark Animal in its traits. So guess what Fenriloogamon is? He's an SOC Dark Animal. So you just pick up the card and you just go right on top. So you go from, it doesn't matter how much memory because you just snap back when you play the Kazuchi. So you go up your whole line, you go Soluga, swing Alliance with some bullshit card. You evo over your level 4 with the Helluga, draw 2, blow up. You dig through your deck even further. You trash Scobaluchi, you trash Taka or Kazuchi. No, you trash Taka because it has to be a SOC trait or Dark Animal. You trash it, you blow up, you trigger Soluga in one of 2 ways. Either 1, because you blow up the Helluga, or 2, because you trash Scobaluchi. So either way, you're going into a Taka. You bring out Fenril, play out Kazuchi, do any plays if you play the old one. If not, you just tuck the Tamer underneath and then you just go Swagtastic with Taka. You don't get to go double Taka, but when you go Soluga, swing 2, and then you blow him up, you're forced to blow up with another card. You're checking 2, going into Taka, swing once, trashing, Alliance, restand, swing again for game. So it does become more of a piece-reliant deck, but at the end of the day, it's still doing Taka things, and it's a lot more polarizing where your opponent's like, oh man, you just drew your 1 Fenriloogamon. Like, no, I milled my 1 Fenriloogamon. I'm gonna evo him somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chino has been testing with the Fenrir getting hit, and the new one is not that bad. Like being able to trash an extra security off of it is not too bad. Obviously, you gotta do combos weirdly, and you're going to give sometimes more memory than you would have previously, obviously. But man, it still can do some shenanigans. That's for sure.
Right.
but it does it fairer.
It's not, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I legit said that. I was like,
I was gonna say more.
I told him, I was like, you're alliancing, you're trashing my security, you're still doing the shenanigans, but at least I feel like it's fairer now.
Like,
you gave me 5 memory, bet I got a chance to make the comeback because you couldn't, you know what I'm saying?
Now you feel like you're not getting bullied into non-existence.
Exactly.
Which is to be honest what a lot of players legitimately felt, which is understandable because hey, like, you're going into like your locals, you're going into somewhere and you're trying to, play your deck, and then all of a sudden, boom, dude comes out and just goes 5 checks.
Yeah.
What you doing?
But the problem with Taki for me was never that, like, you see the deck. It's always you legit as the opponent of that deck. There's nothing you can do that makes them go, all right, I gotta switch it up. They're gonna do exactly what they're gonna do no matter what you're playing, and you can't do anything about it. It legitimately matters if do they see their piece? Yes, I lose. Do they not see the piece? No? All right.
I still lose.
I got a chance of winning now because they can't do anything for a while until they combo off, That was always the issue for that deck for me. Like, there's as much playtest as you could do with that deck. It doesn't matter unless your opponent is a god high roller. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter.
Roll them dice, baby.
Yeah.
Just go first. Open up Ukomon. Put them to 1. Open up Tamer, Luga, level 4, and then put a Kazuchi in trash.
GG right there. Yeah.
That is all I need.
Fenry players often talk about how people complain about how, like, oh, people think they're getting like turn 2 OTK'd by Fenry, but it really doesn't occur that often. That's a fucking lie.
I hate
turn
that.
2 OTK'd
It happens
by Fenry
way too much.
Way more than like I ever felt any other OTK ever happened to me. It's insanity.
Yeah. That happened to me in that.
Guilty.
It happened to me in that. So I was just like, great. Yeah.
Like I can count on my hands how many times I got turn 2 OTK'd by like Alphamon or Grandis or sorry, all of Alphamon, Grandis, Grandis, Melga, what the fuck was the other one running around? Oh, Wargreymon. So like I can count on my hands.
Forgot about the GOAT Dorbrick?
Yeah, Dorbrick's still a thing.
Dorbrick was out there too.
That is still a OTK deck now.
And it gets better. That's the sick part. And no one's playing it.
See, Dorbrick, Cliff is playing
Let's keep that down low. Let's keep it down low. Let's make sure there's only like 5 people that play it.
I'm fine with Dorbrick. You worked for that. You like you
I worked at DigiCross.
Yeah, right. I worked to draw. DigiCross.
You played about 5 searching cards, and you drew like 10 cards off of like 4 consecutive turns. Yeah, I'm cool with that. But all like Take,
I'm gonna go second. You're gonna give me 3 memory. I'm gonna go fireball.
Yeah,
draw
exactly.
4 cards. Guess what? I put you to 1. It's my turn now. I go fireball Tamer.
Yep.
You're like, all right, he didn't do anything. All right, cool. I'm gonna go crack memory boost. Play Dorbrick, and I'm gonna swing for your whole shit. And I got that old blue, what is it? EX2, EX3.
It's
the unsuspended
Magiramon. Yeah, Magiramon. That's what it is. Yeah,
Magiramon. I'm gonna go Magiramon, unsuspend, swing again, and then I'm gonna go Omni X instead of Blitz Omni for game now.
Hey, you know what? I'm totally fine with that. It's happened, and I'm fine with it. But then I show up against Take, and they're just like, yeah, I'll flip egg Digivolve Luga, and then I don't know. It doesn't matter what the fuck the second play. It's probably Analog Youth, right? It's play Analog Youth, reveal Taka Mikazuchi, and whatever other bullshit card. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Okay. Turn 2, raise, game.
Like that. I mean, that's what happens. To be honest, them hitting Femoral was the smart thing to do. The dumb thing to do would have been to listen to everybody else's gripe and hit the egg. Because honestly, if you kept me with the level 6 and hit the egg, the Balmont egg, I just would have been just running rampant. I've been like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna replace these other 3 eggs with 4 Sunamons, and I'm gonna turbo draw the shit out of my deck.
And that is a perfect example of why, as card game players, as people who play the card game, our opinions matter, but why it's important that we don't devise the ban list for anything.
We don't dictate it.
Not just Digimon. Because personally,
everything be banned if that's the case.
Fenry was never on my, that for sure. When it comes to Take, Fenry was never on the level 6 was never on my hit list because I just didn't. I don't know, for whatever reason it didn't dawn on me.
Oh,
I thought they were either going to do the egg because in my mind it made the most sense. You're trying to nerf the consistency of them pulling off the combo, not necessarily kill the combo entirely. Or you just hit the secret, which is something that they'll never do unless they absolutely have to. So I was like, I don't know how they're going to manage this. And they just went with the route of, fuck your combo. It's going to be super inconsistent now. Good luck doing it, but we'll still let you play the deck.
It made the most sense to hit it because as the Taka player, I only thought of 2 logical cards to hit. Soul Luga, the new one, the latest one.
The one,
not
Trash 2.
Not the 2.5 one.
Yeah,
the Trash 2
cards.
playback. The Trash 2 blow up a card or playback and swing when you have less than 1 memory. You only has 1.
Yeah.
That one, broken. That card is literally the one thing that enables every ephemeral OTK combo.
Yeah, for sure.
Tribal and Taka. And anybody who said otherwise, they didn't know what they were talking about. They were just more polarized by the Balmon just going up the line. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I'm like, that's nothing. Level 6 Fenrir, 100%. Why? Because it's an inheritable that keeps my turn with less than 3 memory. That was the only thing I needed to read on that card to understand why it was such a great card. Oh, and on top of that, I got Tamer underneath. Cool, I played the Kazuchi for free.
Yep.
All right, fantastic. I don't got to play 2 lines. Now I actually have to work for it. Them doing this allowed it for the new Fenrir line to be playable, but at the same time, is it the same deck? Absolutely not. It'll never be the same flavor of like the last year and some change.
We have 3 different Fenrir decks.
Yeah, we have Tribal, we have Cope, and then we have the Pulsemon variant. The Pulsemon variant is kind of sick.
I do like the Pulsemon variant.
The fact that it can play with memory so much, you get to keep your turn. You essentially go into the level 7 Taka, the old one, and you still play with like swinging, unsuspend, and then you play like some option that allows you to unsuspend. You can just do it again. So you can do your whole combo off of like 2 boosts. I
think also the Pulsemon, like if you decide to play the Pulsemon variant of Taka Mikazuchi, you're a lot more flexible, right? Because Fenrir is literally just like turbo into boss monster so that I can fucking wreck your shit. But Pulsemon is just like, I'm kind of trying to get there, but I don't necessarily have to get there because I can do some other things along the way. Like they got that new Boutmon that shuts off when digivolving effects. Fucking fantastic. They've got all of their level 5s can digivolve into a Fenrir, which is also really good. So that increases the consistency a lot. I mean, so the opposite is true for Fenrir because you got the new Soul that you didn't necessarily want to play, but if you did, you would have been able to digivolve into a Kazuchi. But now both Fenrir and Kazuchi in a Pulsemon tribal deck aren't bricks in your hand.
Right. And I think the one thing that made both decks infinitely better was the new Loogamon.
The new Tamer.
On play search.
That one, yeah.
Search for what was it? It's a
Seekers
SOC
and
SOC
Seekers and Tamer. SOC / Seekers and Tamer.
I think it's both. I had to
something like that.
For a second. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I got it right here. It is on play reveal top 3. Add 1 card with SOC or Seekers and 1 AG among them. And since you play the dual Tamer, you're already snapping a Tamer and you're grabbing one of those card pieces. So that card alone, fantastic.
And to Dan's point, the Tamer is fucking fantastic because it's only a 4-drop, and I say only because it gives you all the best of Leon and AG. So
did Leon get piercing? Did Leon get piercing, or was he barrier?
It was barrier and blocker. That's a good ass question.
Yeah, so I guess the piercing is with their powers combined.
Yeah, so it was barrier and blocker for Leon, and then AG was alliance and blocker. So then, giving them combined, and what makes it even better, that Tamer, this is a completely different deck, but what makes that even better is that if you decide to play purple base Dorugoramon, you finally have your piercing inheritable. Now, you don't have the blocker, and that is a big miss, but you're going to be playing the 2, right? So you're going to have alliance piercing AG, alliance blocker AG, and then you'll have this that you can get piercing if you want. Being able to have piercing on your fucking collision stack was something I hated not having Kosuke in the deck. So being able to
Yeah.
search and get this piercing inheritable is kind of really insane for Dorugoramon. Completely different deck, but good nonetheless.
Yeah, but even with like the new version of the Taka deck that I was like spinning, it's not using the tribal package, which is like the old level 4s or the new level 4s. I'm still using Dorugora and Dex Dorugora, and it feels good when you go raise Luga, tuck AG, Evo into Doru, do the play, swing, collision, piercing if it's like a floodgate or an Ukomon that they decided was safe for some reason. Piercing, I hit the security, oh man, I die, I go into Dex Doru, dig deeper in my deck, blow up another dude just because it's there.
Yep.
So this Tamer alone made the deck phenomenal. It made that Dorugo package just infinitely stronger.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, it made sense because they added such a strong kit that was meant to be for this Pulsemon deck in a deck that was already predominant, or rather, it can sneak its wins. The fact that it always got like between top 8 to top 4 in these like majors made it that like Taka was just such a strong deck that people were just like, all right, we're not going to have to worry about it. We have to worry about Galaxy. We have to worry about Mirage. We have to worry about Demon Lords. What's Taka going to do? Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm dead.
But again, you can't never like prep for that though. Back when it was in full power though.
You just gotta,
easy. Just drop 4 Gazimons. They can't do 4 of them, can they?
Yeah, totally.
Well, raise,
They
Dex,
can.
swing, collision, go into Dex Doru, blow up the other one. Freaking
That's
go
right,
into
too.
Haluga, blow up. Swing, blow up the other one.
Yeah.
Everybody's having fun.
Good old Fenry. Do you see any value in the old BT14 Fenry as a deck now that Take is hit?
Absolutely. I have that deck built, ready, just gotta swap my sleeves out and the deck is done. So essentially it's the same tribal deck, except it uses 4 of the new Searcher, what's it called? Seeker. I play 2 Ukomons, 4 of the original BT14 Lugamons. I played the full tribal package, so 3 BT15 Lugas, 4 BT14 Lugas. I played 3 of the Dark Tyrannos. I played one of that free trait armor thing that when you play or swing, you can blow up. Sethmon,
yeah.
I played Dino Beamon.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because you kind of have to. And then
The OG
Helluga,
combo, yeah.
Soluga, and 4 of the BT14 Lugamons. The whole point of the deck is essentially go into Lugamon, swing Alliance, blow up with the Helluga, dump your dudes. Don't even trigger Balmon because he evos when one of your SOCs get killed for free. So you basically evo still on your turn into the Fenriloogamon, or maybe for 1, and then you just play back all these level 4s. You go swing Alliance, DNA into Dino B, evo into the other Fenriloogamon that's in your hand, and then you do the whole thing all over again.
Hey, you don't even need to do that. You got 2 free swings off the Dino B by itself.
Yeah, exactly. If you really wanted to, but
yeah.
So my deck is weird. Like I can also shift it into also playing the fighter mode SP. The fighter mode, what's it called? The new one, because its effect is just a 1 digivolving.
Yep.
And you already populate so many level 5s on your board that you could just end on him and you just shut out your opponent out of the turn.
That's pretty spicy.
Yeah, the fact that
And
that
you'll
card
still-
is very splashable is just so nice.
You'll still have raid and piercing, and you'll still have ability to pop shit on your opponent's turn. That's kind of spicy.
And if you did enough memory manipulation, and you have the old BT14 Fenriloogamon, and you still pass over to 1, it's still my turn. I'm gonna swing, raid, pierce, crack a security, blow up another dude. So it does the job. It's just a very different deck at this point. But it's still very much Fenriloogamon, in which you bring your opponent from 5 to 0 or death.
You know what's even more crack with that? With your BT 15 soul that you're in here, or BT 16 soul, like if you happen to just establish a Fenry on board, and so it's still your turn, you go into that fighter mode, you just get that inheritable for free. It's not locked.
Yeah.
You can just swing raid piercing twice. That's kind of bonkers. I like that.
It's kind of
That's
crazy.
spicy.
Yeah.
That's good shit.
Yeah. But lately I've been messing around with Imperial. So Imperial's been a fun deck. Red
The top dog now.
Yeah.
How does
It's
it
up
feel?
there.
Red Purple Imperials rejoice. Raise up. Your new king has arrived. Blue-green Imperial is no more in the face of Red Purple. The virus has overtaken the The fuck is Imperial? I guess he's just a free
I don't know
type,
about
right?
that. Yeah, he's still free type. He's virus though. Thing.
Hey, technically speaking, I mean, it shuts off a blue-green Imperial turn. They can't do dick shit.
Yeah, but because of Virus Imperial just being it's a very strong deck when it gets everything out, but it is one of the most piece reliant decks I've played since playing Taka. And that's saying a lot. Like, there are moments where I'm like, God dang, like, I need my guy to be more than 16. I need to be bigger than 16k to blow up their level 7. Like, I'm playing 4 eggs right now in the deck, which is the 4 Minomons, so I can just, do bullshit plays. But I'm thinking about teching in the 5th as the new Demi V egg that gives me more attack. Only because, like, there are moments where, like, man, it's like I don't have the red Vmon to go into the full play, and lo and behold, my opponent has name 1600k Digimon on the board. Just name it. Paladin mode.
Tyrant.
Omni X. Tyrant. Even though he's immune by effects. Tyrant. Thank you for being there on the board. Making me regret my decisions. But the Demi V is just so good.
Red Purple Imperial was definitely peaceful. Like, when you think about it, it's like, all right, you need 2 rookies, 2 champions, 2 ultimates, and then at least one of the megas to go into, which is crazy when you think about it. But good thing for that deck though, right? There's a lot of draw. You're playing 4 analog youths. You're running, I think you run Miss Mem Boost, right? In that deck, because you want trashy stuff. You're running a lot of things 4 to get consistency, and you have, like, Vmon, that's trash 1 draw 2, something like that. I think they have you're running searchers now, I think.
It's 4 Vmons, 4 of the old Warmon that searches top 3, grab 1, trash 1, bottom deck 1. You play the new Warmon because its inherit is flat retaliation, but it's also on play trash 1. Your opponent gains this Digimon, loses memory when it gets deleted. Very good card. Thinking what else I play. You play the best Warmon the whole game.
That Evo some trash.
Warmon, that if they wanted to hit
that card is correct for that deck, Oh my god. Especially playing it at the case tournament against you. I was just like, this goddamn Wormine was kicking my ass right now.
And what does Wormine do? I go Evo, play back, Seadramon, play back, Seadramon, Evo, Dino Beast, swing. Oh shit, I died. DNA again.
Yeah.
Hit him with one of these.
Being able to just, like, extend the combo so much, being able to even trash for, 1 less, whatever, into Stingmon or the Seadramon is cracked. Especially, you go into the Shadra promo, then you play something else out, keep going, and just, like, climb up the ladder. It's such a good card. Like, card is phenomenal.
It's definitely one of, like
I thought
that card is really good.
Thought it was solid in, like, regular blue-green Imperial, because I've seen it be played in there. It's like, all right, cool, you get your Stingmon, but, like, in that deck, because it was meant for that. Let's be real. That card was meant for Red Purple Imperial. It just, man, the pop off is so much better now with it.
I don't look at that Vmon and be like, damn, you know what deck's gonna be good in? A blue deck. I didn't think that at all.
Right.
I Evo from trash? Great. What do I have in my trash? Nothing. Everything is in my 20 card hand because I drew 8 times with my Dino B.
Yeah.
That got hit, and now it's at 1.
Hey, now you get even stronger next set. Well, I guess you kind of get stronger. You still have the Vmon that you can play. You won't get the cost reduction, but you have another 2k inheritable if you wanted it.
It's okay. It's okay. I looking back at these DP booster Vmons, I think it's, like, a lot better now. I'm thinking about messing around with the it was like a red, I think it was a red green Vmon that came out in the last set or the last few sets. I know that the armor
red green.
Is it red green? I don't remember.
No, it's definitely not red green.
Vmon?
A Vmon? No, it has to be red blue.
Right, exactly.
It has to be red blue.
Oh yeah, it's a red blue one, but it can Evo over a green. That's why.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the BT16 one.
Yeah. So I was looking at that just because it's flat, give this Digimon 2k, but also because I can have it on the board, push up Wormmon, and then Wormmon can go Evo for free into this Digimon, because essentially I gain back the memory, and I could just do a whole mess of plays, Evo into Seadramon, Evo that Vmon into Flamedramon or whatever.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought this was the Vmon you were talking about. I forgot that Imperial has its own plus 2k Vmons, but Yeah, I would definitely
Yeah.
consider this one the Vmon to play for sure. Only
Yeah, but
downside
definitely
is Digivolving for
You're never
one.
evoing.
Yeah, but the one that came out in this recent set, the when any of your purple Digimon are played, this Digimon may Digivolve into a free trait. I don't like that card because it kind of forces me to go between like two weird play lines, and also it doesn't really have any other like side benefit aside from just that. Good card, but just not good for particular play styles.
Right.
But that deck alone is so good. On Thursday, I played against one Ghost round 1. I 2-0'd him because I just went full combo and just didn't allow him to play any of his Tamers out. None of his Ghosts came out. Great hand by me, apparently. I drew Vmon, Analog Youth, and Wormmon and just high rolled from there. Round 2, I played against Royal Knights, went into game 3. My opponent, he played as good as he could. But the moment where he had Medieval Gallant on board and I went full combo, ended with Dino B and the new Imperialdramon. I go Imperialdramon, swing. Sorry, on play, give this Digimon Russian plus 12. Swing with the Dino B, suspend his Digimon. He goes, okay, Gallant, attempt to blow up one of my guys. I'm like, all right, cool, Imperialdramon trigger, DNA, go into dragon mode, blow up everything else, swing Evo into fighter mode and blow him up. I thought the Medieval Gallant was going to be worse, but since I'm already triggering all my Wind Digivolving effects, it stops the moment that the Imperialdramon comes out. If it's still my turn.
Right.
Yes.
And that Imperialdramon is correct. That Imperialdramon alone makes the deck really strong because you make your Brush Dino B into like a 14k piercing raid if you want.
Yeah, that Imperialdramon is a monster, or that Dino Beamon is a monster when it swings.
Yeah. And then you have the other one that I played. I had 2 of the new Imperialdramons, 1 of the new Dino Bs. The new Dino Bs is just for people who play blue, people who play the All Force Royal Knight in their Royal Knight decks. Oh yeah, you strip me and try to bounce one of my guys with no sources. Fantastic. DNA. Go into my other guy.
Yeah, they're good defensive cards for sure.
Yeah.
In Red Purple Imperial, I know you guys don't really play the new fighter mode Ace, do you?
The new fighter mode Ace, yes. The new Dragon mode.
Dragon mode Ace. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Dragon mode Ace. I play 1 because there are moments where I want to just do a flat out 1 deletion.
Mm.
It's only good if you keep your turn and your opponent only has 1 card on the board. Like, if my opponent has a Medieval Gallant, perfect. It blows up a Medieval Gallant. If my opponent only has 1 stack, good, do that. Because at least it guarantees it without me having to commit a full swing and not having the fighter mode in my hand.
Right.
So I can go do this, DNA, blow up, and then go into fighter mode from there. As a defense card, it's really good too. Because there's times where like I would end on just a Dino B because I couldn't do anything and I just swing, bam, turn ends because I did that. And I couldn't end the turn DNA and they would just go swing, do something. There's just times where like you kind of want them to respond to your board, either by swinging, attempting to do some sort of cheeky play. A lot of players don't really know how to properly out it. Like they would, well, here's a good example actually. My fighter mode got de-evo down to a Dino B. He swung. He went swing, raid, I went perfect. Go into DNA from hand, blast DNA from hand, go into Imperialdramon, blow up his other Digimon, Digivolve into fighter mode, trash his security, blow up his dude that was attacking. I was just like, oh. He's like, oh. It's like, I thought I got you. I'm like, I thought I got me too.
It's crazy that like Dragon mode is kind of it's Dragon mode Ace, but really it's fighter mode Ace.
It's fighter mode. It's fighter mode on your turn.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And then last round I lost to Galaxy because Galaxy got untouched by the ban list. So
Do you think Galaxy needs to be hit?
I think every format needs that type of degenerate deck to cater to people that like really want to feel themselves when they combo out. But when that deck bricks, holy hell. it feels so bad on the other end of me just beating you into the ground because you decided to go into this very high rolly deck. It's definitely like a true resource management deck in like the highest way that I could possibly say it, only because if you don't see your 4s, you're bad. If you don't see your tamers, you can't do your thing. It's weird. It's in a weird spot. But like
So what you're saying is in today's world of Digimon, every deck.
Basically, yeah.
So
it's
if you
almost
see
like
if you see at least a normal hand, you just pop off. If you could say that about any deck, if you brick, you can't win today's game.
I mean, hey, like there's moments where some dude can just drop a 5 cost on the board on their turn 1. You give them 2 memory, they go, you put you at a 5, and you're like, holy shit, I can't out that card. Now he's gonna pop off because he drew the 5 and the 6 in his hand. But Galaxy decks in general,
they gotta go.
I don't know.
Gotta go.
They're so weird. They're so weird, but like I really don't have a bad time against them because I guess the way my decks are built is I'm already designed to beat certain decks before they hit like their high points. OTK decks, fast-paced decks, but I don't know. Galaxy's in a weird spot for me.
Yeah, I mean, you sound like a Yu-Gi-Oh player. You know, you like playing Taka Mikazuchi. You like playing Red Purple Imperial. You like playing these combo ass. Yeah. I'm gonna build a board and probably kill you before you get the chance to respond to my board ass.
Ask me what my first favorite deck was in this game.
What was your first favorite deck?
Gabubons.
Oh, okay.
What was it?
Gabubon.
Yeah, there you go. Makes sense.
4 Hammer Sparks, 4 Ice Walls.
Yep,
toxic.
That degenerate shit I played out my first sets. Absolutely toxic. Yep. It checks out. It checks out.
Let's see. Do we hit every mark? All right. He likes to draw cards.
Check.
All right. He likes to play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Check.
He doesn't read his cards.
Can't read.
Check.
Reading deficiency.
All right, so I think we hit all the marks right here. You see, I like to draw. I like to play Yu-Gi-Oh, but I can't read.
Oh man. That's funny.
This is a quick side tangent, but I'm just
side tangent
through. I never watched Appmon because I haven't gotten there yet, but they got the
Gunmon, whatever it's called
now.
Yeah. Shotmon. Yeah.
3 Musketeers. Is that about to be an Appmon deck?
Yeah, it is. 3 Musketeers.
Excuse me?
He's legit called Shotmon.
Oh, give me a second.
Looks solid too. It looks pretty solid, no lie.
It's trashy 1 card with app for 3 musks.
D-Digital 1. If you link, you kill play cost of 3.
You know what's nasty work about that? That's kind of a big card in my opinion for muskets. It doesn't like fix anything that is already an issue, but in this meta full of like aces, especially as we see some sort of like ace boss
3
monsters,
costs D-Digivolve, not bad.
Is potentially a free or +1. No, it's a +1 or +2 rookie. Like,
yeah, because you, I'm gonna say you because you have the 3 Musketeers deck just gathering dust on the corner of your desk.
He sure does.
It's actually gathering dust in the binder. I've been trying to get rid of it, but nobody wants it, so now I may have to unbinder it.
Guess what? It's gonna get stonks. That's stonks right there.
Yeah,
sure. Man.
That the fact that this card's even doing things like this is kind of sick. So Link only works for Appmon, right?
Yep.
Correct, because it's currently it says only Appmon has to be traded.
I got it. So you have like options that also de-evo or draw cards or gain memory when you do that stuff, right? Like those 3 Musketeer options. Yeah, that's insane. What the fuck?
Now we had also gotten a Scopemon that was on play.
That was pretty good too.
You place a card with Appmon or muskets from your hand or trash as the bottom source of one of your Digimon. Doesn't say which one. You get to gain a memory, which is pretty cool in being able to take stuff back. But more importantly, it was a 2-cost Digivolve purple champion, which means you finally get something better to play than fucking Deputymon. Because Deputymon was just okay.
The fact that this is a 1 Digivolving effect too.
Exactly.
That's actually Digivolving. I'm just going through all the Discord, and lo and behold, here's my boy Examon X antibody.
Oh yeah, Examon X. I'll be our first main topic of the day. Examon X. Lewis,
All
what's
right,
your
let's
thoughts?
hop into it.
And yes, I'm handing it over to Lewis. I'm reserving my opinions until the end.
Examon. When this deck first came out, what was it? EX?
EX3.
EX3. I remember rushing to, oh man. I remember rushing to the shop where I play in Nanuet and saying, hey, I know you guys opened up boxes. Where are the Examon alts? They're like, it is all right here. I'm like, fantastic. Box that up. I want it. They're like, you even want to know the price? I'm like, absolutely not. Put them all in the box. Ring that register. Here's my card. I'm going to turn away and walk. I was so excited for Examon because watching, playing Cyber Sleuth and seeing this motherfucker dive through the sky, bigger than life. They're like, why is he the leader of the Royal Knights? I'm like, yo, because he's big. He's literally, he's its own server. Like, what is more badass than that? Aside from maybe Atmon being God or something like that. This dude just being one of the most dopest Royal Knights, being able to swing twice, the sickest DNA, Slayerdramon forcing your opponent to attack, Breakdramon just trashing security. I love the playstyle of the deck, but it just sucked back then because I think around the same time, what else was out? Because EX3 was right before.
So it was always
All Force was around.
It
Black
wasn't
or
ever,
Greymon was around.
It wasn't like bad. It was just it was definitely one of those like it's what Tyrant is right now, right? You can look at it in that light. It's good, but against some matchups, good fucking luck.
Auto loss. Yeah.
Yeah.
That to me back then, that deck was like the gatekeeper of the format. If you couldn't beat this deck, you were on a top tier deck. If you were able to beat this deck, you were able to go and, contend with the rest of the dogs in the house,
Yeah.
That's how I always thought about it back then.
And you were dealing with Cross. I think you had Cross, there was Bloom Lord, you had Minerva decks, Jessmon just got its support. Venusmon had just come out. You had Blue Flare, so you had things just doing everything.
Blue Flare was definitely a fucking pain in the ass.
You had decks that deck hated to deal with. Swarm, Control, and Bloom Lord.
Yeah.
Bloom Lord saying, I'm still bigger than you. All Force
especially
I'm
at that time.
Bounce you.
Yeah. There was no protection against the bounce.
Worst. All Force was the worst because it was just like, damn, you're going to bounce away whatever rookie I put here, and then you're going to go into All Force X, and I'm going to say goodbye to my big bad level 7.
Blah, 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 blah. Go to the bottom of the deck, blah. Mira. What's it called? What's her name?
The Tamer?
The Tamer. Rena on suspend, swing, gain memory. Rena on suspend, swing, gain memory.
It's a beautiful world.
That was also one of my favorite decks too. But Examon, I felt like, was one of the decks that just needed something. And
then for Varney, the Torment of Black or Greymon for me.
I was afraid, and then
he played everybody. And he played everybody else. He realized, they were trash. Black or Greymon. I kid you not.
Real talk.
I kid you not.
Playtesting, like, it prepares you, but like at a certain point, like, I don't know, that was such a weird period of time because I had feared no deck, not even All Force. I had accepted whatever came up with All Force. I was like, the only thing I fear facing is Black or Gray because the moment
we have different fears, son.
The moment that I get digivolved, like,
Lewis, let me tell you, dog. I promise you, because I played that matchup so much. I knew how to play every single everything to it. Like, I had no fears against Examon myself. I promise.
I played against a lot of security control, and when I tell you, staring down the barrel of not being able to play the card game was the most annoying thing on the planet.
Yeah.
And especially back then that it didn't even have any of the good options. It just had
it was Chaos Stag and Lonk. Those were your two biggest
Chaos Stag, yep.
Yeah, and I'm just like, wow, it's like I wonder what I'm gonna hit. Swing. Wow, that doesn't kill me. That just removes me from the board. Guess what I can't do? I can't evade.
Yeah.
I can't crash over it. I just can't do anything. They're like, oh, why don't you just play a red Tamer and ADP? I'm like, do you hear yourself? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing anything.
Right, and a deck that natively has no red in it, like that doesn't make any sense. And a deck that's already bricky.
Yeah, and I love the deck. The promo Dracmon came out. It sort of addressed some of the issues with the deck. I still thought it was bad. Being able to warp, it was just another card that I really didn't care that much about.
The more important thing is that card came out way too fucking late for us. That card came out
yeah.
at least 3, if not up to 5 months after it was out in Japan, which was way too late for us to even do anything with it.
I'm trying to see right now. This card came out in the 3rd anniversary pack. So this came out of the pack where we got Seadramon, Saberdramon, Nightmon, Skull Nightmon. So it came out in that. And the $1 million Morphomon that I don't see anybody else have. So that Dracmon basically served absolutely nothing. And I thought I had lost all hope in the deck. And then we got new support in the form of dual colors that I'm just like, okay, I guess you can make them red too. Yep.
Yeah.
I guess you can make them red.
Should have been red originally. Goddamn Bandai disrespecting us.
Should have been something. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, you're giving every Royal Knight an X antibody. Where is my guy? Where is my guy's X antibody? We finally got him. And for one, it's cool, I guess. When Digivolving suspend all your opponent's tamers in Digimon and then delete one suspended Digimon or tamer. All right, that's cool. I guess as a one Digivolving coming out, just spin the board sideways. You know, we kind of had already a guy that did that in the form of Quartzmon. And then when this Digimon suspends, it unsuspends. Then if Examon is underneath it, trash security. It could be really good. It could be excellent even. I think Examon has a place in 21, but I think a lot of the decks that thrive from coming off from specific decks getting off the ban list, like Duskmon, the Purple Hybrid, Mother Shoto definitely. Seeing this now, I don't even care about Mother Shoto. Go right ahead. I'll swing right into one of them.
That's a fact.
I don't care anymore. But okay, I guess that's one less deck that this deck can really bully. I just need to see the rest, the actual support for this deck, if any.
Or what about Draco X?
Draco X is good. I actually like that card.
Draco X is...
There you go.
That card is nice. I can't lie.
Draco X is better than Examon X.
Stop.
Yeah, Stop. He's not wrong, but he also can't be saying that out loud.
Stop. It is not better than X.
Like I said, I'll hold my thoughts. Dan, thoughts on Examon X?
No, go ahead. All right, fine. I think XX is pretty good. But that's just my take on it. I guess I didn't play Examon through the trenches like these two clowns did. So that's probably why, you know what I'm saying? I want to play it now because it has red finally in it, because it should have been red off the rip. So I'm going to be looking to build it, especially when XX comes out. I think it has that card is cracked when you think about it, right? You're always going to be able to suspend. You're always going to be trash security. I believe it's all turns effect too. Question marks?
Yes.
So what you're telling me is you can trash someone's security on your opponent's turn too. You know what I'm saying? You see as the things, you know?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have the Seadramon inheritable protection. Like there's a lot of I don't know. I think it's a lot better than we're giving credited because of all the pieces together. When you combine everything, you can pop up. The only issue is getting to the XX.
Yeah.
If they can deal with the Examon already that's on board before you can get there, that might be an issue. So there might be ways. I'm sure the Draco X helps with the memory manipulation for your turn and stuff to be able to get there faster, I would say. But you're definitely going to have to either set up in the back and then go into it, or rely on Draco X and then the other cards that lets you evo for cheaper, or DNA whenever, or something like that, to get there and then hope it lives. But that's why I think the Seadramon is going to be the most important card now to the deck. You're going to need that protection. So if you pass turn and you have Exa, Ace, or Examon, whatever it is on it, then you at least have that protection. So when it comes back to your turn, all right, boom, we're going to evo to Exa X for 2 costs, I think it is.
Yeah.
And then, you pop off, deal with their board, basically. You're spending everything, either deleting a team or Digimon, and then you could swing over things. What y'all said, y'all complain about raid. Why do you need raid when everything's suspended? You know what I'm saying? there's no
Well,
more
now
there's
we
no there's no more mother shuttle combos anymore. So again,
And we have Protoform. The best
there's
zero-cost
Protoform.
Evo into one. We can cycle back our pieces.
Yeah.
Put Dracomon X back into your hand.
Yeah, I think it has legs. I think it could potentially be, pretty good. Again, the issue is with a lot of decks today's world, I feel like is, can you get there? If you get there, you're probably winning. You're gonna be winning. If you can't, that's gonna be the issue.
I think we could be potentially missing unless I'm mistaken, did they reveal an option for the deck yet or not yet?
No.
They're probably gonna get an option. With only 2 cards you think so?
I think so, because when Barba X got released, they gave him a shitty option. But that's because they gave all the 7th grade Demon Lord X antibodies.
Yeah, that's different.
They gave Omnimon an option, Omni X an option.
Oh
yeah, I guess Last Guardian.
Yeah.
That's
valid. All right, that's valid.
What did Gallant X get?
Gallant got the Crimson Sword of Righteousness or some bullshit like that. It has an option. I have to look it up right now.
And the other one that came out most recently is Magna X. Magna X didn't get an option.
Magna X's option is that 3-cost option. Because that's the only thing it deserves. Yeah, Awakening is his option.
But I don't think that came with him though.
Yeah,
that didn't come with him though.
No.
And same with Gallant X. Gallant X didn't get an option with him.
Not with him, but in the previous set it did. I just don't know what it is.
We don't
but it has
count
something to do.
We don't count the previous set.
Okay.
He didn't release with an option. So I'm gonna preface my conversation with, before I look at Examon, the only other comparable knight is Omnimon. The reason the only other comparable knight is Omnimon is because, well, they're both level 7s. The reason Examon is a level 7 is because he's so goddamn fucking big.
We're talking about just like in card game wise, right?
Card game, and then we'll extend into like the Digimon universe a bit as well. Because like Alphamon is a level 6, Gallantmon's a level 6, but Omnimon is a level 7. He always will be a level 7, right? Because he's that. For Alphamon to achieve level 7, so to say, he has to combine with Oryukin, right? To be on the same power level. I don't know anything about power levels, so y'all can roast me in the comments, but I'm going off of what they gave us in the card game, all right? Now, that being said, Examon is a level 7. Because this motherfucker is so fucking big in terms of data, right? That like, he literally needs 2 mega level Digimon to become Examon, right? So Omnimon's the only comparison. There are 2 relevant Omnis to talk about when it comes to Omnimon and Omnimon X. Number 1, we got Blitz Omni. This is a BT5 card that still sees play today. It is Blitz, attack, so Blitz to attack, unsuspend, and when it would leave, it doesn't by trash. Sorry, that's wrong. Back then, it was just when an effect would make it leave. I have to specify that. You trash level 6, it doesn't leave. Very simple, 4-cost Digivolve. The other relevant one is Omni Ace. It is a, if DNA, choose something and bottom deck. Or is it bottom deck? Yeah, bottom deck everything else. Then delete one of their Digimon. Spoiler, that's the same exact effect as Omni X. Omni Ace also has Raid and Blocker. Omni X has Raid and Blocker, also piercing. And then he has the ability, if Omni or Omni X is in source, you get to choose one Digimon on both player side, delete everything else, and then bottom deck one of their remaining. So it's the same thing, but inverse. And it has the additional effect, which isn't X antibody locked. End of turn, one of your Digimon gain rush for the turn and attack without suspending. 16k, 6 cost to Digivolve, 16 play cost, tricolor monstrosity Digivolve for 2 from its non-X antibody form, right? Dan, I hadn't looked at Omni X, like when the reveals were coming out for like BT20, I hadn't looked at Omni X. And one day I was like looking through shit and I hit you and Cliff up and I was like, hey, yo, what the fuck? Omni X is cracked. And you guys were like, yeah, bro, that shit's insane.
Cards literally freaking wild.
I don't feel that way about Examon. I don't. And let me tell you why. I'll explain to you why. Omni X's best effect is not locked to X antibody. The same thing that I talked about in the past with Gallantmon. Gallantmon's best effects are not locked to X antibody. Let's pull up Gallantmon. What does Gallantmon do? Gallantmon, if he has X antibody in source, you get to neg 4K on one of your opponent's Digimon and gain 4K. Whoop-de-doo. Now, mind you, yes, that's not once per turn. So if you Digivolve and keep turn, you can get that as when Digivolving, when attacking, and if you unsuspend, get it again. That is pretty cool. But his when Digivolving and his end of attack is just pop a 10K or lower. If it doesn't, then you trash a security and unsuspend. And he has protection when you're at 0 or less memory all turns from your opponent's Digimon effects. Omnimon's best effect, first of all, he's still going to fucking bottom deck something, which is better than being able to delete something in today's meta, because you get around something like evade, right? So you get to bottom deck something, raid piercing blocker, and end of turn, doesn't matter what the fuck you do, if you're at 6 memory and your opponent has no fucking security left, you could just be like Omni X for game and hold my dick at 10 memory because you bottom deck that blocker and you get to attack with rush. Now let's look at Examon.
When
Digivolving, not locked to X antibody. So when Digivolving, you get to suspend all their shit and then delete one of their suspended shit. All turns it will unsuspend, but locked to X antibody, trash your opponent's top security. Meaning that for Examon to do his thing, you need to be winning the game. Winning the game as in you need to put an Examon on board. Because if you don't put Examon on board, what are you doing? The one biggest thing that this gives you is that you can just go straight from Slayer into Examon X if you have something either X antibody or protoform, and you can do things, which is nice. But outside of that, it doesn't inspire confidence in me. It doesn't make me look at the card and be like, damn, I can't. Now, obviously, yes, I know I just talked about 2 secret rares and Examon is an SR, right?
There you go. I was waiting for you to say it.
But it doesn't, that doesn't.
He's doing his best as a super rare, man.
It doesn't get past the entire point of level 7 X antibody. This was the problem that I was worried about from the time that I knew Examon would get an X antibody. How would they make this card something that I want to run in the deck? Because I'm already running, most decks are running 6 Examons, in addition to what is probably 8 megas. That is 14 mega level Digimon, in addition to having to build up a stack. What is going to make me want to run Examon X? And what do I have to drop to be able to facilitate this? I don't know. Obviously, I would play it. You wouldn't not play this card, but it doesn't even have and I'm not saying that it should, but in terms of being able to get this card out, it doesn't even have a DNA to be able to say, all right, well, in case you don't have Examon in hand, you can still go Slayer and Breakdramon into this Examon X. You won't get the trash security, but you can still do a DNA into this card instead of paying 6 costs to Digivolve. Like, everything about this card just doesn't fix the deck's problems. It doesn't make me get into Examon faster. It doesn't let me do Examon shenanigans easier. It just gives me the, damn, if I can get into Examon X, I have a good chance of winning this game, but first I got to get into Examon. First I got to find my pieces. It's red, purple, Imperial. But like worse, because now you have an extra level that you have to get into.
Yes and no, but yes. My saving grace with this Examon is the fact that it already inherently has piercing blocker evade, so I don't really have to worry about the inheritables. If I have to build an alternate line into it, I could just go old school Breakdramon on top and then just go into him. At least I'll be able to suspend, pop the dude. I do give a lot of memory, unfortunately, but at least when I suspend block something, I re-up and I also kill their Digimon and trash the security from the Breakdramon effect. So there are alternate ways to really use this card. Is it the best Royal Knight coming out of this set? Absolutely not.
He's the only Royal Knight in the set.
But for my, I mean, we never know. They'll sneak something in there at some point. They'll be like, oh, it's like, you want another Royal Knight? Well, here he is.
Here's this random All-Force blue line.
Yo.
Nah, I think they're about to be done with the reviews of 21.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
as well.
But this card is still good in its own little like pocket format. In its own deck, it's going to be kind of whack.
I agree with what Dan said. I can see this card being abused in many other decks. But for Examon, where space is already tight,
Yeah.
What are we doing?
It's gonna be
here?
hard because you would have to play like 2 of the EX3. You have to play 3 of the Ace because I think the Ace is
So you have to play your 6 Examon, and then you're probably gonna play 2 Examon X.
Yeah.
Well, how about you just go full send? Go 4 aces and the 2 XX.
It doesn't matter. You have to play 6, or well, in that sense, you fall back into the problem of the old deck. Finding Examon.
Yeah.
We'll find Examon. We got searchers. We got boosts. Oh man, the fact that we have the dual color boosts, we probably will get some bullshit thing. As long as I don't have to play Davis or not forced to play Davis at gunpoint, I'm good.
I honestly, I already dropped Davis because I don't care about Davis. I'm just running the mem boost. One thing I do really like though, I really, really like the Dracomon X. When I saw the Dracomon X, I was like, this is what Examon needs. Like, a card like this. Dracomon X is fantastic. It's starter main when digivolving. You can digivolve into Imperialdramon without paying the cost. And end of turn, you get to DNA. We don't have any rookie that does that for us because
it's crazy to think about. They don't have one.
Right. Our previous support that was built into the Wingdramon and Grounddramon. But the new support, the Wingdramon and Grounddramon don't have that, rightfully so. I wouldn't give those cards that either. But we didn't even get a rookie because our rookie has a +2K inheritable. I would have preferred end of turn DNA because holy shit, that would have made the support so much better. Especially with, I think the new Breakdramon lets you attack when it gets played or something. So in terms of being able to speed the deck up, I would be able to pull off a play, establish Examon. Sure, my opponent has like 5 memory, but I have my Examon with my other Digimon on field and I get to attack with it and unsuspend because I get to all turns unsuspend. This is the only rookie that it was to the point, I was like, do I play Wormmon in this deck? Like before we got this, I was like, do I play Wormmon so I can pull off an end of turn DNA? Because it's the only way that I could think that was like, how do I get into this Examon easily enough? With Dracomon and now it's searchable. And with the promo Dracomon, you can essentially get an Examon for the cost of anywhere from 5 to 7, which I know that sounds like a lot, but considering that you are quite literally turboing into an Examon, it's not a lot. You digivolve the Dracomon, you either go to Draco X on top, or when you pull out, you can digivolve the Draco X, go into your Core-Dramon, then you drop your Grounddramon. The inheritable of the Dracomon is you digivolve into a Wingdramon, then if you have the end of turn, you're gonna have the end of turn from this Draco X. Boom, DNA. Now you get the Examon, you get to put a body on field. Cool, I like that. I love this Dracomon. I wish there was another end of turn DNA inheritable or something of that sort. I hold out hope that we get another good support option or by some chance a support tamer. Possibly, hopefully, maybe BT22. Can we get something for Examon, something dedicated? Because
maybe for Cyber Sleuth.
It's very possible Cyber Sleuth.
BT22, BT23, Cyber Sleuth, and I don't know what set 23 is called, but Hackers.
Hackers Memorize?
Something.
Hackers Memory.
I think it's for Seekers.
No, it's not. They reconfirmed
it's for it's Hackers
support.
No, we're getting double header Cyber Sleuth sets. The first one's going to be Cyber Sleuth. Second one's going to be Hackers Memory.
Yeah,
I don't remember what the set is.
22 Cyber Eden.
Yeah, Cyber Eden. And the
23 is Hackers something or Memory something.
Part of me is thinking like Hackers Requiem, but I know that's just me thinking fucking.
That's Hacker Slumber. Hacker Slumber.
There we go. Yeah.
So it's going to be awesome because if you enjoyed any Digimon that were in any of the Cyber Sleuth titles, boom, you.
Yeah.
Dear Bormon.
No, we got the Bormon. We got Omnimon support.
More Omni support.
More Omnimon support.
Omnimon the card game.
Generic Terrier, Haguru, and Gatsumon support, I guess. Probably just gonna be a combo deck.
We got Sinister Order coming out in between them with more Aquamon support, which is probably gonna get hit to 1 because they don't know how to under cards.
Stop it. You're the second or third person.
X?
You're the second.
Pokemon X?
I don't think that exists.
I don't think so either.
I guess not, right? Because Jesmon GX. Because Jesmon GX was the one who. Oh no, it's I'm thinking of Gudo. That's right. Yeah.
Lewis, you like the second, third person that said it to me, and those are fighting words at this point. You know what I'm saying? hitting APOC to one again. No. You know,
were you
finally
not?
play.
You were playing that thing like the first week it came out. You were like, I'm gonna play
I was day one.
You're like, I'm gonna go.
I was day
cards.
one. Yeah, I played on that one the only Ulti Cup of region we had that it was full power.
Oh.
I played it in that. Yo, I think I did 3 or 4 rounds. I think it was just like 3 of them were mirror matches, and I was just like, I could never find 8-bog fast enough. I can't stop.
You just saw people's just whole decks just go. I was like, how many you got in deck? All right, it is all gone, baby. Yeah. It's all gone.
Yo, it's a whole fact. Yeah, that was such a wild ass regional Ulti Cup where it was. I just remember like, Jesus Christ, this is all running into mirrors.
I think it was a regional. It was a regional, actually.
Yeah.
Now that I'm looking back on it, because I think like a handful of people in my locals were like fiending for the APOCs, and I'm like, I don't want to play this because this is the most uninteractive I've seen this card game, and I hate playing against security control.
Yeah, it was crack.
People, I just want to comment on the Shoto and Mother hit. I'm so impartial towards it because, like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I was one of those on playing ignorant decks that didn't give 2 shits about Mother Shoto. But like, I would much rather play against Mother Shoto anything than I would rather play against Sekon.
Yeah. I'd rather deal with those towers decks because at least it allows me to attack.
Yeah.
And my guy may go to trash. I may be able to trigger my undeletion effects.
Yeah.
I may be able to continue playing instead of security control, which puts me in my security, which does nothing, which puts me into my deck. Somehow, I don't know, I can't do anything.
Which has every answer to my deck that I don't have an answer to stop, i.e. old Sekon, which was, Chaos Tag. I hope you don't have protection against being put to security. Wyvern's Breath. Oh, you're not bigger than 15k. I don't.
What is time?
I don't miss playing against that shit at all. I remember the very first time that I played Magna X and somebody was playing Sekon, and I was like, you go hold my dick. I was like, I don't give a fuck about your fucking, like, fuck your Chaos Tag, fuck your Wyverns. Like, sure, you might pop me now, but I can just build up another unprotected stack, and then you can't touch me for a turn. He literally spent, like, you know how they say, like, oh, Sekon players aren't the slow ones. This motherfucker literally took like 3-5 minutes because he was like, what do I do? How do I get rid? I can't interact with your Magna. I'm like, yeah, hold my dick. You can't touch my Digimon anymore.
Hey, Varney, stop cursing, man.
I know you're not talking, Daniel.
You heard me.
Daniel. He took the whole government.
All right.
Oh. It's not you guys are in driving distance of each other.
This is a rated PG-13 podcast.
Sure. Uses too many. You passed the limit for PG-13.
Yeah, I think we're borderline in rated R territory.
In that moment, you broke up.
I'm about to put us into that NR territory. Hold on. Hey, Lucas.
Stop. Stop. Moving forward. Anywho,
and at this moment, the editor decided to leave.
Yo. Anyway. Oh my God. How about them premium Bandai stuff, you know?
Yeah, all right.
Oh my goodness.
So, Bandai.
Hey, we're getting more Omnimon stuff.
Oh, shut up.
Hey, yo, you know who's not on that 12 card list?
Who?
Examon.
Leave it alone. Yo, but
sometimes I crack myself up.
I really am upset they used Blitz Omni and they didn't use BT13 Omni though.
I agree. Or the Ace.
Or Omni Ace for sure.
I needed another. Well, Omni Ace just came out in that Royal.
Oh yeah.
That DNA.
I forgot. So did Venusmon. Venusmon just came out of the premium Heroine set.
Yeah.
Heroine.
I was gonna say the premium
Heroine set. She just came out the premium Heroine set. Yeah, we're rated on R for now. Sure.
No, we're peddling out here. Let's go.
That's not even how you say it.
That good.
Heroine.
Yeah, I mean, Blitz Omni. I guess we were like, man, people can no longer get a serial Omni, but now let's get you an even less printed version of Omnimon.
Bro.
It
really-
looks really good though.
It does
It
look
looks-
really
it
good.
looks amazing.
Which is why it frustrates me that they won't do it for BT13 Omni, because I would love BT13 Omni in that art.
We're probably gonna get like some crazy reprint for that Royal Knights one.
They're gonna make a
Probably
whole
gonna make
Royal
another
Knights
Knights
set.
So remember that BT13 Omni is getting a serial printing in BT21.
Really, the Royal Knight one?
I don't recall
is that
where it
really
is.
count-
But it's not for. I think that's for Japan though, right?
It's for both
No.
of us.
We are
Oh, is
Japan
it? Okay.
now.
Yes, remember,
Yeah,
we are
yeah.
Japan now.
But they
we are
doing
one.
separate things. Yeah.
No, we are getting it for sure because it was announced during not Digimon Con, but I think it was during the like that all that presentation stuff they had at Worlds, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Oh, it is right here. Yeah.
So I mean, it looks nice.
Let's see. New Digimon card project, blah blah blah, and BT21 SP cards.
Yep.
Yeah, he's the chase
Yep, serial chase.
of this set.
So
So it's really
Yeah.
good though. But
I would,
Not fact.
you know, I'm not saying that I would or I wouldn't, but I most definitely would pay like a G for one, and that's wild for me to say because I would never pay $1,000 for a card before like maybe like a year ago. It's crazy how times have changed.
well, thankfully it's not a serial card.
This man's
that's
a
one good
crackhead.
thing.
It is a serial card.
Didn't say serial on it last time.
It's
when I
definitely
was
a-
looking at it.
It's definitely a serial
Yeah,
card.
they said it was
It's supposed
serial.
to, it's a badge right in between its legs. And I remember that because they announced it on social media and someone said, I think it was, I'm not trying
That's
to
what I
out you, so I'm
thought.
not going to call your name out, but someone said, great, thanks for putting another like ugly cereal on the card for us, like right in the middle of the art or some shit like that.
That's why I thought they said it was serialized for Japan, but not for us.
No, it was definitely serialized for us. If I find it, I'll
Okay.
find it. But
Is this like called World Convergence?
yes, BT21.
Then yes, it is a serial card.
Yeah.
But,
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, it's nice. It's
nice. Oh man, we have that one Royal Knights player that's struggling to max out his deck. Oh baby, Yo,
He
listen
about
to
to
me
be
right
on
now.
a real struggle bus.
Hey,
He
for
gonna be
what
on a
it's
real
worth,
struggle bus now.
no, for what it's worth, you can never truly have a max rarity Royal Knights deck because I doubt any of them are crazy enough to actually buy the world Genkumons.
That's valid.
Yo, when I tell you, you may be surprised.
Yeah, right.
I don't doubt it.
Nah, definitely not. My heart goes out to the dude with the one maxed out All Force deck who actually flexed out the 4 VMons, the 2 X antibody ones.
That's
2 X
crazy.
antibody All Forces. I saw that and I'm like, wow. It's nice to see this all come together.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely not doing it.
That's a quick 15K right there. I don't know
Sure,
how much they
listen.
are right now, but geez,
Yeah,
that deck expensive as AF now. You're gonna do all that.
Yeah, I've come to in my max rarity journey, I've come to the conclusion that I'll max rarity as much as I like the arts, and if I don't like the arts, then I'm just not gunning for it. So
You're not arting it.
I'm not arting it, not at all. This Omnimon, definitely gonna grab one. One is my fucking limit though, because based on the price of the current serial cards, Wargray and Melga, I know they're hovering around
Nice
like
range.
the G on
Nice
TCG
range.
player. Depending on the number, you can get as low as like
600.
I've seen 6 even, and as high I've seen people like list and sell for like 13, 14.
Yeah, because then Digipana said he knew someone that bought Wargray cereal for like 2 G's, something like that, on one time.
probably. That
Yeah,
probably
but that was
checks
probably
out.
like in the first. That was like roughly around like when the set first.
Yeah, yeah,
came
yeah.
out.
Right, that's what I
But
mean.
I'm just
though.
saying
So-
someone did. So I'm saying there was a buyer that did, just in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what I mean.
I love people with like they just have this whole burning in their pocket. Like, damn, I gotta spend it on something, and it ain't gonna be.
And
crap.
I gotta spend it right now. I can't wait 2 weeks. I'm gonna get it
Yo,
right
they
now.
gotta feel that. They gotta feel that rush. That I need
That's-
it.
That's a whole fact. You know what's funny? Melga is actually cheaper than Wargray. Melga's only
Yeah, it's
800 on
800.
TCG compared to
trash.
9. Like I think it's like 950
Yo,
for
watch your mouth.
Wargray.
This is. Yo, watch
You
your
heard
mouth. I
me.
love it. I love his Melga. BT19
Trash.
Melga.
Trash.
Yo, what is it? Is it
Good card.
BT15
Good
Melga?
card.
Amazing.
Good card. Don't get me wrong, but he, Melga compared to Wargray, trash.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You just like
Yeah.
But-
you just like playing your cards and turning them sideways. I know.
But
Yeah, so do
anyways,
you.
these
I don't want to hear
these-
that one.
these P Bandai cards. When the
Yes.
first 6 cards got revealed, the first 6 cards we saw, they were Blitz Omni, Death X, Venus, Bloomlord, Jessamon GX, and Shoutmon Cross 7. I looked at this set, I liked it. I was like, I'll probably pick up one because I like the art style of these cards. And in particular, I actually liked more the faux leather storage box that they're sending with this kit. And I was like, I want to get my hands on just one of those boxes. I'll probably just pick up one of these.
The mat's also nice too.
The mat's nice.
Oh yeah.
I have other mats to use, so I was like, I'm just gonna take that mat and just toss it in the closet like I do the rest of the stuff. But I like this set. Do I want to pay $200 for it though? I was like,
No.
I don't really want to pay $200 for this.
But wait, there's more.
They revealed the other 6 cards at Digimon Con, and when I tell you, I still don't like that this set called. Before I say what those cards are, this set is this is definitely Bandai looking and seeing, like, in my opinion, this is like how much they can get away with. Because this isn't a $200 set at all. This is more akin to maybe like, I want to say, based on everything that they're including, this is like anywhere between like 120 to 150. I'd be comfortable paying that.
The question is, are you looking at regular arts for all these cards, or are you looking at
so here's
AAs?
The thing. Here's
That's
the problem.
question.
No. That's the problem. It's P Bandai. It's coming straight from factory. You don't factor in what the cards are, right? That's not a factor. It's just cards are being printed, and they're also sending cards that they're printing with other materials. That box is probably about $6. No, actually, I think I paid $100 for mine. But yeah, it's probably being produced for somewhere as much as 40, and that's probably wild. $60. I think that's a good price point for that box.
Okay.
Another 20 for the playmat, 10 each for the sleeves is 100. The dice is like another like maybe like 5 to 10. So that's like 110. So the cards, all right, 120 is low. I would say this is like 140 to 150 because it's coming from P Bandai. For the consumer, it's coming from P Bandai. They're charging $200, and I know it's only costing them not even a half of what I put that out there for.
This is $60, baby. That's how they get this all for.
Right, exactly. That being said, even though I wanted to preface that's my opinion on it. I will also say that yes, I did buy 4 of these. The cards that they revealed for this, the 6 other cards, we got a reprint of BT16 Magnamon X Antibody, the Shadow Seraphimon Ace, EX5 Leviamon, Cherubimon fucking Ace. That current regular art is still, I think, $30. Hexablow, which
36.
current regular art is also around that $30 price point. And most importantly, Medieval fucking Gallantmon.
Hey, come on, you forgot the medieval part.
Oh, sorry. I got you right now. Hold on,
I got you. And most importantly, medieval fucking Gallantmon. So the reason I wanted to talk about price before anything else is because realistically speaking, like let's put it this way. If those 6 cards that they revealed were shit, if they just took like, I don't know, Zafagamon, Taka Mikazuchi, Examon, Ace,
and Zafaga,
and like 3 other random cards, nobody was gonna pay $200 for that at all. Like there would have been like a handful of us, but you would have still been able to buy this set today. But because of the 6 card, not even the 6th, right? Let's be realistic. Because of Medieval, and if you wanted it, Magnamon X, which is cheaper now because that's only maybe like $40 regular art. So realistically, because of Medieval Gallantmon, people are buying this because right now base art Medievals are somewhere around 70
like
to 80
80, 100.
80.
Alt art Medievals are around 110,
120, baby.
Yeah.
120, baby.
Damn.
That's that cardboard right there.
Yeah, that's straight
Premium
cardboard. Premium cardboard. That's a fact.
From Premium Bandai. Premium cardboard from Premium Bandai. Let's go. So shameless plug.
Is this a $200 set? No, but it only gets saved by the cards that they chose.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's
because they did choose the correct cards, which they clearly looked at the market, or maybe not look at the market. but they looked at
definitely looked
what
at the
people
market.
are playing.
100%.
They know that Hexablad was a big name. They know that Medieval is a huge name. Magna X is a huge name. Omnimon is always a huge name. People always love Venusmon. When you kind of look at, you know, if you go and look at just base art stuff, that's probably close to 200 too. If you think about it, you combine all of them. Plus with what you're saying with, you know, probably $100 on everything for whatever store, yada, yada, yada. And if you take one of each of those cards, and you take maybe the base rarity, a lot of it, it probably close, you know, to 200, right?
So
this
we're not
whole
disputing
set-
that.
If you're gonna name the AAs, you're just skyrocketing that price. So if you think about it, it's kind of a good deal, kinda.
Okay, yes. So the point of what I'm saying is it is a very good deal retrospectively. But in the same vein, in the alternate timeline, the timeline that other people are suffering from, if those 6 cards were not these, and they chose 6 other SRs from BT 16 and prior that weren't named Magnamon.
Sure, but they weren't going to do that.
How do you know they weren't going to do that?
Because they didn't hit it on the band
Because when it comes to premium Bandai stuff, they know what they're picking for premium Bandai stuff.
Right, and
I've never seen a premium Bandai thing that was like, oh, this is trash cards. Outside of the heroine support.
There was a team box that was pretty mid.
That Omni binder is all fire.
For Omni
players.
For all 10 of them.
Yeah, for all
10 of them.
There's a lot of us out here, okay?
Players.
All right, all 12 of you guys.
All right. No, the point that I'm trying to get across is, yes, the set is good value because of the cards that they chose. But they definitely took a look at the market and said, how much can we get away with charging them? Because Hexabao is the perfect example. There wasn't really a reason to like choose Hexabao.
Yeah.
Especially for like a lot of cards, especially with what they already chose. But they chose a card that was base art 36 and regular art 54. Cherubimon is a card that is around the same price range of 34 base, 44 alt. Like they definitely chose it because they're expensive. And it's
but they also chose it because a lot of these cards are also in the meta.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the point is, again, that I'm trying to make is, yes, they did that. And all of it is part of how much can we get away with charging? Which is why I'm trying to hammer home the point that this isn't a $200 set. They could have made this $150, $140, much more in line with other sets that they have charged for. I can't remember, but I think the most that I paid for a set before was their 2nd anniversary set.
The gold one, I think, was 100 or 200 too.
Yeah, that was $100 for 8 cards that were out of the meta.
Right.
16, 8, 16, 22 cards that were out of the meta. There were maybe like a total.
Which was this?
The 2nd anniversary set.
And then they had the Fire Aguni promo arts, and then Lobo.
Yeah.
They had the whole hybrid.
They reprinted the like very first set of promos that were completely irrelevant, but they look nice. The Tamer, the Digimon Frontier cards, those were a much needed reprint for the Aguni and the Lobo. Well, maybe not much needed, but they were appreciated. And then the gold
and there was
set
a lot of the OG
2nd anniversary
the
cards.
OG cards like Omni, the original Omni, Lilith, War Gray. I think it's all the SRs from those sets or something like that.
So,
Craniumon, Lilith, Holy Wave, Magnamon Recover 1, the Security Plus 1, no activating War Greymon, the really bad Imperialdramon.
Yes. So let's put it in perspective, right? We're looking at 8, 16, 22 cards plus a playmat plus 2 sets of sleeves and a cardboard storage box that we were charged $100 for. This set is 12 cards. So a little bit more than half of what came in that, plus the premium leather box, the 2 sleeves, and a set of dice and a playmat.
Oh, that's another set of sleeves. You're right. I thought just the Omnimon, the black and gold Omnimon was.
Yeah, we get 2 sets of sleeves with it. So for $100 extra, looking at it from the second anniversary set, you're getting like, what was it? 10 less cards, but a better quality box and an extra set of, it's not even like an extra set of dice. It's just like a special dice. And the cards that they chose are better, right? But if they were able to charge $100 for that second anniversary set, you cannot tell me in the same breath that this isn't like $140 set at most. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that I'm telling you I paid for a fucking playset. But they definitely are looking at this from the lens of how much money can we make? Can we tap into the secondary market, right? Because Bandai doesn't make money off of the secondary market at all. Once the cards are bought, they go into circulation. The secondary market is then for people like you and me to make money, blah, 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 whatever. What they can, however, do is stuff like this and reprint cards and charge a higher price for reprinting the cards because they're part of a premium product. $200 for this is it's not highway robbery, but it's
close to it.
It's on the higher end of what they really could have charged, is all I'm trying to say.
I mean, you're right. You're not wrong. And looking at not only that release, but we also had another release on the side of this $200 set, which was the LM set.
Which is still available. I think that's a big thing to note. I don't know how Bandai works in terms of printing stuff, but it's still available. They
definitely short things. I know for One Piece, they have a very finite amount of things that they do sell because most of their sales comes from in-person sales. The fact that there's more in-person regionals for One Piece, the fact that they run all these other side things like One Piece Day, like where's Digimon?
That was Digimon Con. We had ours virtually. It was fire, but we had ours virtually.
Yeah, and they still sell Bandai stuff over there. They do pre-orders, so clearly like they know how to do their market to sort of manipulate people going to in-person events and buying Bandai stuff. Digimon not so much, but also at the same time it is LM, so I guess people are trying to bank on the second market because of the weirdness of the first LM set. That most retailers are still like most brick and mortars are still recovering from, to be honest.
You mean RB?
Yeah. No. Yes. Always RB. But LM, the last LM set too, it was pretty bad.
How so?
I still see a lot of locals with like 1 to 2 cases of LM of the last LM set still on the shelves.
Honestly,
I don't see it
though,
moving anytime soon.
I wouldn't blame, like, that's something that I would completely blame LGSs for. And I'm going to say that because do you happen to know how many boxes come in a case? I assume it's not
6.
It's 6 in a case. So, gosh, I thought it would have been more actually. So if it's 6 in a case, then what were they ordering? Maybe like fucking 10, 12?
They usually order them by the box when it comes to LGS ordering. They don't order by a case. They'll be like, oh yeah, let me get 24 units. All right, we think in our mind 24 units is 2 cases. No, 24 units is
4 cases.
4 boxes. 4 cases,
so it's cheap enough that, because that means 35 MSRP, they're probably getting it somewhere around 20, 17 to 20, 18-ish. Right. So it's not a bad price point for them. That means they probably definitely overordered. So I know our LGS fell victim to not knowing. This is the problem, is why to run a successful LGS, you have to understand the product that you're selling for the card game you're selling for. You can't just order the same quantities of everything and call it a day. I know they definitely fell victim to ordering too much of RB, and we ended up with a lot of extra RB. But for what it's worth, that was marketed as another booster, and it was charged as another booster when it never should have been.
As it's supposed to be a supplementary set.
Right. So I like what they did with the LM sets. There's a smaller set you should be ordering, or not that you should be ordering, but it's smaller, it costs less, so obviously it should affect the amount you order.
Right.
I feel like you would order, I'm no LGS owner, but I deal with business to a certain extent. And I feel like if I were ordering, if I had a player base, like how big would you say your locals is?
It depends. It's 2 locals. One is we have an 14 to 18 player base in one, and the other one can go as high as 20.
So let's do 16 average. 16 average, and you want players to be able to get 2 boxes because most people on average order 2 boxes of everything, if so much. So at 16 times 2, that's 32 boxes. Case wise, 6 to a case, 6, 12, 18 times 2. So you would order 6 cases. They had definitely ordered more than 6 cases of that set. And that's not necessarily a problem, but if you knew what the product was, you would not order as much. You would order enough. I would order enough for my players to get 2 of each and have maybe like a case left over for display for sale. And whatever players don't order is what I have extra. And what it seems like is that either stores did that and you know, they don't have any on the shelves like ours, or they didn't do that and now they do have extras on the shelves. And I'm not saying that's what they did, but that would be my thinking. So for this, I'm like, why would players want to bank on the secondary market, especially after how much they complained the first time around, you know?
Well, I know for the release of the LM set when it first dropped, only because I had a lot of it, or at least a significant amount of the product, I was able to actually sell a lot of the singles at the time. The LM set singles sold for between $5 to $6 each because people needed like the scrambles and everything. Right now, if we're looking at it, the most expensive cards are Garnet Memory Boost Wisteria at 5, only because I guess people are pivoting playing those in like Galaxy decks.
Right.
Yellow Scramble, Purple Scramble are the 2 highest ups right next to that. If we don't count alt arts of anything.
Yeah,
like,
I wouldn't count. Well,
fairly...
actually, I would, not for this one, but for the new set, because we're going to get 2 alts per box, not just 1.
Yeah.
Which is a
so
big plus.
That gives its value, I guess. But you really don't see a lot of it like really equating
generating
to...
single sales.
Yeah, because what is it? It's 2 boxes equals a play set of each set. So
correct.
You're basically breaking close to even on just 1 box on its own.
Hoping that you're pulling secrets for value.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me rephrase. Because Quantum's a secret. Hoping that you're pulling Ruin Mode. Yeah.
Yeah. If you pull Ruin Mode, broken. You made your value in the box and you can run away like a bandit. But if not, like you're really suffering because the lower end of it is like it's like $2 a card. Like, I'm personally not going to buy the next LM set. I'm probably going to shoot myself in the foot with it because I'm putting it out there in the universe already. But there is nothing I kind of want from this set aside from maybe the reprint, some of the reprints, because we are getting a Flamedramon promo in this, but I already have my set because I was on that the moment that card was out. I'm like, well, this thing's a box topper. I know people that pulled all this stuff. I'm getting 2 from you, 1 from you, and I already have 1. So I was able to sort of, get that in time for one of the case tournaments that my team was running. And I think I got top 8 in that one and lost in the first round as always.
So this
man, it sounds quite familiar.
Yeah, we get Flamedramon, we get Destramon. For some reason, RB1 Hero.
Yeah, that's
Stars deck Matt
weird.
Ishida. For some reason,
some of their picks are like super weird. I'm like, what the fuck decks are playing these cards?
Yeah.
Beelzemon X Antibody out of nowhere. BT11 O-Force as we were just talking about it.
Like what? O-Force, like in terms of like old expensive SRs, O-Force isn't even on my mind.
Nah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like in the Japanese market, but
4 AAs of the BLX, the Uko, Rapid X, and then I forget what the 4th one is.
Terriermon.
Terrier, that's what it is.
Terriermon. BT17. No, sorry. Starter deck 17 Terriermon.
Okay,
That was the loaded one.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I mean,
all right,
not
I do
bad,
like the alternate
they could have chosen
art.
something better though.
But no, right. Exactly, I agree with that. So it's like,
why?
It's fine.
Why?
It's fine.
It goes back to my conversation about like card picks. Like, how did they decide on this particular card list? We got some really good hits, and then we got some like questionable ones. Like they're reprinting all the latest promos. Fantastic. I love that idea. Put more promos into circulation. I remember people were like, "Oh, I can't get promos." Specifically the store tournament promos. Perfect. Put more of them into circulation. No problems with that. But then you have like Deathclaw, Bro, I haven't used Deathclaw since like a
Forever.
maybe like a BT14 purple deck. Like, I don't have any reason to play Deathclaw. I think since Examon got hit,
Yo,
why
listen,
am I playing Deathclaw?
Floodgates, you want to out them.
Hell
Yeah, you're
And
not
listen
wrong.
listen to me. You want to Deathclaw them, and you want to trigger all your analog
right.
youths.
All right, I got
Keep
you.
your turn.
I got you. Explain this one to me then. Gospel of the Fallen Angel.
I can't explain what to you at all.
That's like, how did you decide on this
Who?
card? That's what I'm saying. There were like definitely like other cards they could have picked, and it's not, and like I said, like they look at the market. It's not like they don't. They know what
You know what
cards
they
are
could have?
expensive.
You know what they could have put in there? You know what they could have put in there for me? Foil Dark Tyrannomon. Because I will forever want to kill myself because I can't have a truly max rarity Fenriloogamon deck because that card's never coming foil.
You'll be
he means a Tyrannomon. He wants a foil Tyrannomon, boys.
Give me it.
You'll be alright.
My whole line is fancy. Except for the
that.
Tyrannomon.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I shuffle my deck, I'm like, damn, I hope I don't hurt something, and then I just pull a Tyrannomon. I'm like,
I could just replace it with a card from my bulk now because that's.
Yeah.
He said, I want to pay like $10 to replace a card when I damage it, not pennies.
exactly. But on the other part of it, like when you were talking about picks of this, Terriermon makes sense. Rapidmon X makes perfect sense because it's a Terriermon line. Beelzemon Blastmodes. All right, cool. Maybe we'll get an Impmon reprint. We got Ukomon.
Ukomon is goated. Like
Ukomon definitely evos into Beelzemon.
Yeah, I mean, Ukomon, really think about it. Ukomon's really a purple card. You know what I'm saying?
That's my boy, you know? That's Ukomon. Put some respect on his name.
You mean the bug-eyed freak?
Leave my boy alone. He was just out here trying to give some love. Y'all out here
in his
hating.
card art, if you look at the LM set, you see his little hand up and you see the little light above it. I thought that was a gun for a second. Like he's going, bah, he dodged the ban list, and bah, you hear me?
That's exact. Yo, people really wanted Ukomon on the ban list, this Ukomon. And like, I feel like that's such a wild.
Unnecessary hit,
right?
It's haterade.
It definitely is.
It helps them. Because when they play it and they raise and they search 3, it feels amazing. When someone else does it to them, man,
they hate
this card is whack.
Right.
Don't forget about the hatch. Don't forget about the hatch.
Oh,
yeah.
Listen.
Yo, I don't see my Ukomons, man. This card is ass. I see my Ukomons, man. Don't touch them.
Exactly.
Ask the person on the flip. Completely different opinion.
I'm happy that Ukomon didn't get hit. I don't try to play Ukomon in any deck because I typically try to play something where I can Digivolve, but
try to.
Almost.
Never mind, continue. I was gonna say you don't try to win.
all right.
Yo, damn, when you hear that knock on your door, that ain't the pizza guy. It's Barney.
Hey, don't worry. I could deal with his ass.
We'll leave it right there. No, I like Ukomon, and if I do need to play Ukomon, I will. But generally, when I'm depending on the decks I build, and most of the decks that I build, I have a full rookie lineup that I can play that works better than me playing Ukomon. But this falls back into that conversation of like generics versus archetypes, and especially cards that feed into generics versus archetypes. Ukomon is a card that helps every deck. It doesn't matter what you are. If you can Digivolve, it's probably going to help you. So why wouldn't you want a card like that? Cards like the promo Ukomon that doesn't actually help you, that only helps aggro decks be more aggro, or decks without an actual top end. Red Hybrid. Sorry. I didn't mean to say they didn't have an actual top end, but they definitely benefited from being able to play 8 Ukomon, call it a day. I get to search Tamer, gain memory, swing. Search Tamer, gain memory, swing. And now they just basically do all that, but they don't search Tamer outside of hard slamming Searcher. And they definitely don't gain memory unless they swing at security, which makes it a lot more fair. Promo Uko. Glad he's at one.
Man, you know, I miss Promo Uko sometimes, you know. I like having
you don't. You're an Uko
unnecessary
hater.
gaining memory.
You're an Uko hater. I don't want to hear that from you.
As in the character, yes. As in the character itself and the lore of what Ukomon is, 110%. But in the card game, yo, that's my little best friend right there. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Raise, gain
that's
free memories,
Raise
patch. You know what I'm saying? Like I miss my Numemon. I miss my full power Numemon days. I miss, being able to do shenanigans. You know what I'm saying? Like
that
it was a good time. It was a good time.
You can put -15 on my guy and it doesn't matter. All right, bet. Love it. Love that for me. Love that for you, not for me.
I'm a
Goodbye,
crack.
my
Hey,
friend.
look. You play Taki. It doesn't matter if I play Numemon full power anyway. So like,
one of us are dying. One of us are dying in 2 turns.
Exactly.
Real question: do you think Numa X could come off the ban list if
I wish, but it won't.
If they took away cards like Ruin Mode?
I mean, if you took away Ruin Mode, wouldn't Numa just be better? Wouldn't it just be better?
No, because the whole point was you play the Platinum Numa and then Evo into a 7 like Ruin Mode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean,
yeah, it was basically it's the idea of Tau Loop, right?
You play Platinumon. You play Platinumon, trash a card, gain 2 memory, so you can like steal turn or
and then you can just scramble, go into him again. And you can scramble, go into it.
Ew. Yeah, we don't.
Oh, I know what I'm doing with my Numemon deck. I'm playing yellow scrambles.
Yeah.
No, I had the deck built out for a hot minute, playing Gallantmon in it.
No, you would need black scrambles for Numa X.
Right, yeah.
If you just
play into black,
yeah.
No, I'm saying you do yellow so you can go platinum into
Ruin. Ew.
Ew. And you play back the shit.
How are you playing platinum? Platinum is 9K.
No, I mean you don't play him back. It's you
to
use him to Evo
yeah.
into.
Oh, to my fault. All right, yeah.
You go Numemon X, play him
like
trash, game 2, scramble, go into.
Yo, my whole mindset was on a whole different play.
Right. This was you're like.
Like, yo, I'm over here thinking in my mind, like, all right, cool, we're gonna play out a Numa X. All right, cool, we're gonna Evo into it, kill it, something better. Play Platinum, That's what I'm thinking, not the Evo part.
Or you play purple base, and then you crack it with Calling from Darkness or Deathclaw. Deathclaw getting reprinted. And then you can have access to
Deathclaw, baby. Kill low, 4 lower on your opponent's side. You know what I'm saying? I guess
that's why it's getting reprinted, right?
Yeah, it's for that Numemon technology. It's all up here.
Yep.
No, but that's a real conversation. You think if Ruin Mode got hit, would it be okay to have Numemon back at 4? It'd be just the same aggro rush kind of control deck if you wanted it to be, but without the ability to abuse Ruin Mode. Obviously, now
cool. I'll just Evo to Death X.
I mean, Death X is whatever, right? I don't think that's necessarily a problem. It's not as oppressive as Ruin.
I think it having access to like all these really good black and yellow aces is what makes Numemon really good too.
100%.
Like in like this meta, even in this meta right now. The fact that you still have Edamon is a really good card against them. People are gonna try to swing belligerently against your top ends. Like, oh, I can't out Monzimon. Okay, cool. I'm gonna swing into him. Like, oh, okay, psych, Cherubimon Ace, blow you up too. Oh no, Shadow Seraphie. Let me do the one thing your deck can't
Shadow
do.
Seraphie is nasty work.
And guess who's getting reprinted in the? Guess who's getting reprinted as a gold card?
Both of them. Hey yo, we trying max ready my Numemon again?
Numemon 2 Electric Boogaloo? Is this the second coming? And for a short stint, I was playing Numemon, but I was using X antibodies going into Gallant X because I was able to do that with the
I was doing that too. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So I go do that. Monzi X. They're like, oh, cool. Monzi X got X antibody on it. What's going to happen? I'm like, I'm going to show you what's going to happen. Swing.
Yep.
Is it a generic
Digivolve.
Sec +1 inheritable or no?
Made it next set.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's you have to be Monzimon.
Or Monzi or
Numa.
Yep. It would have been nasty work if
but it's still Gallant X is such a cool combo with that deck because of the lingering DP negging that you normally can do, and then you just add more to the Gallant X and just put extra aggression.
Like, I killed you. Now I'm gonna trash the security, check security, unsuspend. Let's do it again. Now I'm plus 8K. But if Ruin Mode goes away at whatever point, and they decide to bring back,
it's a
Like,
maybe
the deck
for
just
me.
changes.
Now
Deck
I
just
know
changes.
they can still abuse other things because they could just go from using Ruin Mode to using Volder Arm. But realistically speaking,
Yeah, nowadays, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Volder Arm is a much
And
fairer
it's yellow,
card
yeah.
than Ruin Mode is. It doesn't necessarily lock you out of playing the game, but it definitely, depending on the deck you're playing, it does a lot.
Locks you out of the game.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it does.
I mean,
it does
by that
lock a certain
standard-
deck out of playing the game.
All right, but by that standard, so does Quartzmon, and Quartzmon hasn't gotten hit. It locks you out of unsuspending your
That is
tamers.
true. That is true.
You want to talk about a bully against hybrids? Yo, you play Quartzmon. I was playing Green Ranger for a little bit, and I see all your hybrids. I'm like, yo, that's sick, Quartzmon. They're like, why? And I'm like, because I had to Quartzmon. Now I'm
That's
stripping
exactly.
2 security off you, and I'm checking for the last one.
A GG at that point,
Yeah.
especially if you don't have an instant out.
Yeah.
Now, now my Green Ranger deck gets better. Now my Bloom Lord deck gets better because now I get new shiny cards to put into it.
You know what? You know what else is nasty with
Ugh.
Volder Arm? It's partitioned on a yellow level 6 and then a green or black level 6. So
So you could play out double Platinum on Game 4 memory.
You could double plat, or you could plat with Shadow Seraphi 8.
Yeah.
Like,
Yo, you play back.
that is
Play
kind of
back.
nasty work. Maybe I'm making a case for why Numa X shouldn't come off the ban list, but I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm just thinking
I was
about
waiting for it.
I was just thinking about the scope of today's game. I'm like, we got like Imperial Virus out here, right? It should be fine. It should be fine.
Ooh.
I agree.
Got me thinking.
These X anybody Digimon could come off. You know what I'm saying? Greymon X, Numa X, they can come off the ban list, no problem. You know what I'm saying?
On that point, Gabumon X?
Nope.
Garurumon X?
Stop.
Okay. Okay, you want to talk about these X Digimon? Yeah, those are X Digimons too. Yo, bring my
They
dogs back.
don't exist.
all right,
Nah,
real talk,
nah.
real talk, real talk.
All dogs stay in heaven. They don't come back.
Oh, no. They come back, baby. And also, Gabumon is a lizard. It's a weird lizard.
I know. Yeah.
That becomes a werewolf.
If those cards were like strictly blue, it would have been fine. I don't even think they would have gotten hit. But
Purple was made in broken.
you can't put those cards in purple because
Yeah.
purple will take that like they did, and it's just gonna be like people
Abuse the shit out of it.
So, all right, let me put it this way: everybody who wants the purple dog engine hit, you don't realize. I'm gonna call you out, and I'm gonna say like that's such an asinine take that it's beyond me. And the reason I say that is because you complained when Examon Scatter Mode got hit, and I, as a purple player, that hit hurt me a lot. That hit all of my rogue purple decks, right?
Man, I missed it.
For every missed what? What'd you miss?
I miss it. I'm saying I miss.
Oh, you missed Examon, yeah.
My Examon.
I missed
My
being
Ogre
able
Rush
to
deck
swing,
died.
and I die, draw 6, trash 4. Thank you very much. We don't have that anymore. Now we have to Digivolve, draw 1, gain 1. Digivolve, draw 1. Sorry, Digivolve, draw 1, trash 1. Draw 1 off of Sunamon. Digivolve,
Gain 1.
draw 1, trash 1. Gain memory off of Ogremon, gain memory off of Goblimon. That's all we're doing. We're doing simple draw trash shenanigans. It doesn't get any simpler than that, right? Now, you want to talk about purple being busted. Let me tell you how busted it can be when you can raise Goblimon, gain a memory because your opponent has a Digimon to play, Digivolve Garurumon off of Wisdom, draw 1, trash 1, Digivolve Garurux, draw 2, trash 2. Sunamon,
Draw 3,
1.
trash 2.
So I did, what was that? A total of draw 4,
Like 9 cards.
Draw 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I drew 4 cards in trash 3, and I haven't even swung yet. And I was gaining memory on the way.
And inheritables.
And
Sunamon,
inheritables.
draw 1.
And
And
then
don't
when
forget
I
about you
swing,
draw for Digivolve.
right, and I draw for Digivolve, and then when I swing, I get to draw and trash more cards.
Yep.
And now I can.
Yep.
That was just my my 12 to 16 card draw trash engine. I still have like 30 plus cards for my deck to do whatever I want to do with. You think purple dog engine? You think Serb and Dober is a problem? No. They're fair, right? They are fair. They rely on raw draw power. Imagine Lord Nightmon if it was able to use and abuse
Garuru package.
the Garuru package. Bro,
It's all right here, baby.
They would
all right
find
here,
it
baby.
with such ease. And with the Where Garurumon inheritable, you get to pop, I think it's a level 4 or lower on the purple one. But you still get to get an early swing in, because if you happen to swing into something and
Protection.
die to battle insecurity, you got Garuru X. You'll just bottom deck 2 cards and prevent yourself from leaving. Then you'll go into Lord Nightmon and, you know, you'll reanimate something. Then you'll go into Lord Knight X and potentially OTK because you got that early swing in with the Wergurumon.
What you talking about? You talking about my boys right here?
Yeah, there, look.
Yeah,
there
That's like, dog.
Like,
That's the only dog I like.
Anubis.
Yeah. All the other ones, they gotta go.
Nah, definitely not. I honestly love Dark Animal Engine. If
It's
something were to happen
fantastic.
to it, if they were to hit it, like that's just because you felt some certain type of way of getting dustified because you didn't see it coming.
Yep.
Like your deck doesn't innately have to be designed to beat these type of decks. Maybe you tech options as like a general scope of it. You know, Pillamons to stop playing by effects, Gazi to stop your infinite levels of gaining memory, but you shouldn't hate on a engine that is supposed to support a certain type of play style just because you don't like it.
yeah, just because it enables a toolbox playstyle.
Correct.
Yeah.
But it's also like, it's not even like extremely bad. It's a fair drawing mechanic versus like, you know, what you were just mentioning about Guru.
Everything else.
To me, that's overly, you know, crazy. Like you're putting a level 5 effect on a level 4 essentially, right?
Yeah.
With all the level 5s like Blue Mara, Lady Devi, draw 2, trash 2, effectively, you know, draw 3, trash 2, Graceful Charity. You're doing that on a level 4.
Can you imagine,
on top of a memory gain, making it free Evo, whatever it is.
Imagine
so it's
Purple
like,
Hybrid
it's crazy.
with that package.
Yeah, let's not and say we did.
Imagine you just got to draw all the cards you wanted.
Yeah.
Get to swing. Like you would probably still play, you'd probably just play Purple Hybrid Wergururu and call it a day because you can still do your whole line, swing, have protection, and you've probably gained enough memory that you can still digivolve into Dusk, swing, and still do shenanigans.
So the wicked
100%.
shit is that if you do that whole line of play, and you go and you still had Gabumon X, you had Wergururu X to draw 1, gain 1, to draw 2, trash 2, gain memory, do all that stuff, and you had the Impmon from this past set that just came out, the 2.5, to play a purple tamer from your trash if you have 1 or less. Yo, you're swagging out.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I put 3 bodies on the board and a tamer. Like,
and
insane.
To combo, because we're getting that new Metal Garurumon from the starter deck that is also bonkers in its own way. You have an ace card to sit on top of that Wergururu. Fuck that. Well, I guess, yeah, Duskmon does matter because you can fuck over your opponent on their turn, but you can do Dusk or Velg because you get the on play. Sorry, no.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one attacking. But then you also get the bottom deck, which is also really good. Like, and I won't discount the fact that, yes, I know a lot of people also hate the dog engine because of Cerbex. They say it does too much. Listen, for Cerbex to do stuff, you either have to find X antibody, you have to find a Cerberus. You have to basically, in a way, and I know this is going to come back to sort of bite me in the ass, you have to play the game for those cards to do what they do, right? You're not going to play something if you don't have anything in trash. You're not going to get the effect if you don't have X antibody in source, or if you don't have a Serpent source, which is sometimes it happens, right? And when that does happen, what is your top end and how does it actually use and abuse that, right? If it's Leviamon, well, you're probably playing Leviamon, and sure, like it's a counter to playing things by effects, but it's not Sec +1, Sec +2 for no reason. If it's gonna come out and fucking wreck your security, it's gonna come out and wreck your security. You know what I mean? It could have been that deck, or it could have been, I don't know, Dorbic, right? Like realistically speaking, it just has the added benefit of being able to play slightly better into the meta because of what that deck is capable of doing. If it's Lord Nightmon, you get to de-digivolve and then prevent an ace play. What's that deck that you could have been OG Melga and just say, all right, well, that body, bounce it away. I don't have to worry about aces at all, and then I'm still gonna swing, win game. If you're playing, well, I guess that's the two like major purple top ends right now, but it's okay to have generically good engines. I don't know like why people get so hung up on this.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have a lot, but we also shouldn't have none. Like, let the people who like Digimon genericness play Digimon for its genericness. If they released a
but Galaxy gotta go.
If they released a VPET where, you know, you had a whole Coronamon Lunamon line and you could digivolve into anything you want. Oh wait, that's Dawn and Dusky.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
All I know is that if using this new adventure stuff, I'm rebuilding Melga because every freaking card in the current meta has an on deletion. Guess what does not care about your on deletion effects? EX1, Metal Garuru 1. I have 8 cards in my hand. 8 cards in my hand. Baby. I think it's going to the bottom of the deck. You ain't doing anything.
You have an on deletion effect? No, not for you.
That's crazy. And then I'm gonna go bottom deck you. I'm gonna go swing at you. I'm gonna evo into freaking Melga X, bounce you back, swing at your security for 2 checks. I'm gonna do it again, and then I'm gonna Omni X for game.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna do it with War Greymon. Just do it better than you.
Okay. I see that. Yo, listen. Series battle.
Just a message.
Yeah. Well, series battle.
I got you.
We should do that.
I got you.
Metal Garuru versus Greymon. Tribals only.
The battle
Greymon
of
Adventure
heroes.
versus Melga Adventure.
Hero versus Protector. Who will survive? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Oh wait, no, wrong series. Sorry.
Digimon, digital monsters. Start singing that.
Cue the Digivolution sound.
Right.
Oh boy.
Man. On that note,
it's time for us to wrap it up and call it a day. Lewis, thanks for replacing Mike. I'll make sure you're in the credits as Michael Formato, portrayed by played by Lewis. Our local Takemikaologist. We appreciate your insights on the oh my gosh, I can't even speak.
Takemikaology.
The Takamika poopy. Time to make a poopy.
No, not yet. Just wait. We got some regionals coming up, and if I see one Taka top, I'm gonna be like, hey guys, remember when you all said that this deck was ass? Yo, eat your own words.
That's a fact. Tell everybody to, as I would say, hold your dick. How about that, Daniel? How about that? All right. That is it for today's
Any final words for you, Lewis?
Thanks for having me on, guys. This was great. I always like hearing everybody else's insights on the card game. I love this card game. Coming in during BT5, I think it was Battle of Omni. Yeah, it came in during Battle of Omni. And since then, the game has grown on me. I've had such a good community at my locals, meeting new friends, meeting you guys at our competitions. So hopefully we run into each other again. Are you guys going to come out for the 3v3?
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
All right. Are you coming out?
If I have a reliable third.
We have a reliable third nowadays.
Oh, is it Gino confirmed? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And for those who are listening,
I love you, Ian.
April 26th, questionable plays, 3v3 case tournament.
In Mahwah, New Jersey at Rogue State Games. Get your way down. Make it over to the East Coast where you too can play against Questionable Plays and DigiGuard United.
There we go.
That is it for today's episode of DigiPod, the digital podcast. What will happen the next time Varney and Dan get together? Will Lewis be here again, or will there be another mic replacement? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Peace.
Catch you on the next one.
See you guys.